Hello champions, George Duhart here. I just want to share a quick update with you as we are winding down another rest of the day. And before I went live, because these some things I've been going through, I've been thinking about over the last few days. Before I went live, hey Fred, welcome champion. What I wanted to do was made sure when I'm saying what I want to say to you guys, I want to make sure it lines up with what God would want me to do and to say. And I want to preface that by saying, in reading in my family time, or I should say my personal time, I'm doing good. I'm doing awesome, Fred. Thank you, brother. I read yesterday in 1 Samuel 12:24, and it reads this: "Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you." I'll read it again. What's up, Mike? 1 Samuel 12:24. "Only fear the Lord and serve him in truth with all your heart, for consider what great things he has done for you." That means for you and for me. So before going live, I really wanted to make sure I'm saying things that lines up and that the Lord had me to say. So the reason why I went live, I wanted to just share a few things. As you see in the subject line, it says a quick update. I want to share that I just recently started a new Facebook page, and it's George K. It's a picture of me, and I'm dressed in a suit. You can see it's got about my big head. And I started a new page, and that page is specifically for setting up and starting a dialogue of the injustices, the systemic racism, all the things that have culminated over the last 400 plus years. And I believe it coming to a head now with the death of George Floyd for the whole world to see. So for those of you, I want you to listen carefully. For those of you that want to be a part of this discussion, that want to be impacting, this kind of platform, because I've talked with clergymen, I've talked with educators, I've talked with law enforcement, I've talked with retired law enforcement, I've talked to retired military people, and this is going to be open to all of those people that I just mentioned, and whoever it is. It doesn't matter. Hey Aaron, how you doing, champion? It doesn't matter who you are. However, the goal of that channel or that Facebook page, and I'm going to be launching an Instagram page and also a YouTube page, and I would appreciate, this is only if you see for you to be a part of the solution of the systemic racism, of the injustice, and the lack of compassion from some of, when I say my fellow Christians. And I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying, because I've seen a lot of posts and I've seen a lot of things go back and forth, and this is not anything about making a fellow brother or sister in Christ feel bad. However, what I do want this to be is to make you be uncomfortable, because there's so much that's going on in this world and in this country that we cannot sit still and sit quiet and not speak up and be a shining light for this country, for our neighborhoods, for our communities. And so this update is to share with you, for those of you that are looking to be a part of the solution of how we can make change in this society of systemic racism, of black and brown people being murdered in the street, nothing happened, nothing taking place to where they serve time and go to jail. Arrests are great, but until someone goes to jail for what they've done wrong, then there's no justice. And getting back to what I was saying earlier about, I'm challenging my Christian brothers and sisters. I'm challenging my fellow friends and neighbors and citizens of America and even across the world, because Facebook goes everywhere. And I want to challenge you. You want to be a part of this discussion. You want to be a part of making this change. I need help. I can't do this by myself. I'm depending on the Lord to guide me. And at the same time, I'm reaching out to you. What's up, Jeff? I had reached out to some folks that are on this Facebook page and actually requested them as friends on my other page that I just launched a few days back. And it's a picture of me with my glasses on and I'm dressed in a suit. So that is me, because there was some questions about whether I had somebody hacked into my account, and that's not the case. I just want to let you guys know that. And so you want to be a part of the solution, then raise your hand and you can send me a friend request. And again, this is not Democrat. This is not Republican. This is not anything to do with any political party. This is about human rights. This is about the rights of black and brown people that's being murdered in the street. Now, time out for 1 second. I want to make this clear. All lives matter, okay? All lives matter. Now I'm talking to my brothers and sisters in Christ now. I want you to understand something I'm getting ready to share with you. When you make a statement, when you hear somebody like me of color says Black Lives Matter, and then you say, well, all lives matter, that's very disrespectful. That's very insensitive, because the reason why I'm saying that is because, guess what? All lives do matter. But the reason why these discussions are taking place and why I believe the Lord is using me to use my platform. Yes, I do have a barbecue sauce business. Yes, I do have a YouTube channel on this Facebook page. However, my other Facebook page that I just launched, what's up, Kevin? My other Facebook page that I just launched is strictly for opening up dialogue and allowing people to come in and give their thoughts about how they feel about race relations. How do they feel about systemic racism? This has nothing to do about President Trump, about former President Obama. This has nothing to do about Republican or Democrat. This is all about humans being killed. Black men and women, boys and girls, people of color being killed in the street by police officers, so-called police officers. And I don't want to hear nothing about black on black crime. I don't want to hear nothing about anything else about poverty, being people discriminated against. That's not what this forum is about. Because yes, indeed, there are discriminations happening in all walks of life. Okay, there are things that are happening that are, discriminations. People who listen, and I shared this before on one of my last videos, is that some good friends that I have are gay and lesbian, and they treat me better than some of my Christian brothers and sisters. And there's something wrong with that. Not to slight the gay and lesbian community, because I love them just as much as I love my brothers and sisters in Christ. I may not agree with that lifestyle, however you want to slice it. Don't get mad, okay? However you want to slice it. The point of the fact of the matter is, I love everyone. It's not about black or white or anything like that. However, we're talking about right now, June 9th, 2020, in this moment of black lives being snuffed out by cops and law enforcement, and it doesn't, and the cops could be black or white, it doesn't make a difference. We're talking about law enforcement, okay? So I don't want you to say anything. If you say anything negative, I'm just going to delete you, because this is, and guess what? Everyone has an opinion, okay? Everyone has an opinion. But you cannot tell me, however, you cannot tell me what it's like to be black in America. You cannot tell me how it is to be black in America. And I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking for anything other than compassion. So when you say something like, and these are just examples that I've heard over the years, okay? Well, there's no racism in America because you had a black president for 2 terms. Or there's people that are making hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars in the black community. Okay? What does that have to do with the price of eggs? Listen, people, and we're going to be talking about these discussions as we go through all the things that have happened through the course of over 400 years. I'm not going to take a lot of time to talk about that now. I just needed to get on here and just share with you that I did start a new Facebook page. If you are a person, I don't like using the word if, however, you are a person, I don't care who you are, black, white, Hispanic, green, blue, whatever you are, I don't care who you pray to or nothing like that. You have a desire to make change and want to be a part of this revolution, this movement of saying enough is enough when black and brown boys, girls, men and women are being murdered in the street or being accosted in the street or being, hey, where are you going? All the things we've seen. And, you know, public figures making statements that are disrespectful and untimely. This is not about the American flag. This is not about football. This is not about baseball. This is about human life. And let's just keep it real. There's white privilege. And when I say, and I'm not going to go much longer here, okay? White privilege doesn't mean that you live in a 7,000 square foot home and you have servants and you have a S-class Mercedes in the driveway and you got an SUV and you got a dog and you got kid. That's not white privilege. White privilege means when you walk out of your house on any given day, you're not looked at differently. You may not want to believe that. You may not care to believe that. But these issues have to be addressed. They must be addressed because enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. So I just wanted to share that with you. For those of you, like once again, for those of you that are willing, to say, listen, you're right, Jeff. If black lives don't matter, no lives matter. You're right. And again, people, when black people say black lives matter, that's not saying that all lives don't matter. However, until our lives matter to this country, then no lives matter, because what's good for one, okay, what's good for one is good for other. I'll give you one last example, and I gotta go here. We're about 7:15. I'll give you one example. Okay, you can ask a cop why and get an answer without anger. Absolutely. Or you can just, you say, or you can ask a cop why and get an answer without anger. Right, exactly. That's right, Fred. So, and again, I was in law enforcement. I had a brother that was in, two brothers that was in law enforcement. So I don't want law enforcement being defunded. There has to be policy. There has to be accountability. We have to talk. You have to understand, as white Americans, or people of non-color, you have to understand that you don't know what it's like. You don't know what it's like to be black in America. So to say when a black person says that, or the Black Lives Matter movement says that, and then you say, well, all lives matter, and God created all of us. Yeah, God created all of us. He died for all of us. For those of you that believe in the Judeo-Christian faith, that Jesus Christ died on the cross, he rose again on the third day, so that we can have eternal life, okay, in heaven. So with that being said, all lives do matter. However, the reason why this video is being done, the reason why these protests are being done, the reason all over the country, all over the world, is because people are seeing this for the first time. Like seeing George Floyd literally die in the street for the whole world to see. So I want to get back to my point about I just want to share two different perspectives, and then I'm going to go. So here are the two different perspectives, okay? There's white Americans that are going to a federal building armed with weapons, which is fine. You have the right to bear arms, just like everybody else has the right to bear arms. I'm just sharing with you why I'm saying what I'm saying. They go to a federal building with AK-47s or whatever, assault rifles, whatever they are, big strapped on them. They storm in. They storm into the federal building. But let me just back up, okay? Let me just back up. I just want to paint the picture so you guys can understand me, and then I'll let you go. So for 8 weeks, people have been stressed out because they can't go out and shop. They can't go out and get a haircut, or they can't go out and do things because of the coronavirus. And I can understand that, okay? So people don't want their rights to be violated by telling me to stay home or telling someone to stay home, right? Okay, that's great. That's great. So they march into a federal building with guns strapped to them, yelling at the police, out of control, yelling at the police, right this close to the police, yelling in their face, right? Nothing happens. People say, okay, just go on home and everything will be okay. Now, you have all kinds of people, black, white, Hispanic, blue, green, whatever, at a peaceful protest, and then they get gassed or they get maced. So we live in two Americas. And until white America truly understands and takes ownership of that, and not everybody's that way, but there are some that don't believe that there is two Americas. And you have to be sensitive to this issue. You have to be sensitive to this issue, because you do not know what it's like to be a person of color living in America. You don't know what it's like. And again, I'm not asking for pity. I'm not asking for you to pat me on my head or pat me on my back and say, oh, I'm sorry. I'm just asking you for compassion. I'm asking for compassion, because at the end of the day, when everybody tucks themselves in at night and they may pray and go to sleep, and they just hope they wake up the next morning and it's peaceful. And again, listen, I'm not for rioting and looting. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. And we're going to be talking about a lot of these things in these discussions. So there's going to be Zoom events. I'm going to be doing interviews of law enforcement, retired law enforcement. I'm going to be doing interviews with clergymen. I'm going to be doing interviews with people that want to be heard. I'm going to be talking with people that's been profiled. And that this platform, I have a platform, and I want to use that platform to educate and to assist and to help people to understand that we're all in this together. We're all in this together, okay? So, again, I started a new Facebook account, and it's George. It says George K, and it's on it. It says, "I'm George Duhart, George K Duhart from George K Duhart TV." So that's me, and I've reached out to some to have you be a part of that group. And again, if you see yourself being a part of wanting to make change, and this has nothing to do with politics. This has nothing to do about Democrat or Republican. I don't care what you are. If you're a human being and you said enough is enough, if you said enough is enough, then let's go. Let's do it. Let's go. Okay? So I don't want to keep going on because I've gone too long as it is. I want to thank all of you guys that have watched, that are watching right now. And if you want change, if you truly want change, request me as a friend on my new Facebook page. I'm going to be letting you know about, we're going to be launching a YouTube channel, also launching a new Instagram page, and we're just going to be doing a lot of interviews and asking questions and getting answers from people in the community. And it's open to everyone. It's not a paid event. This is all free, and I want your support if you want to be about the cause, because this is a revolution. This is where the rubber meets the road, and enough is enough. Because let me ask you this last thing, and I'll go, because I gotta run. So just imagine every mother watching this video. I don't care what color you are, but let's just use that. Let me just say that you're not black, that you're not Hispanic, that you're not Asian, that you're not Native American, that you're not any person of color. And you could be white, you could be German, you could be Jewish, you could be, any nationality, okay, other than black, okay? And just imagine that was your son or daughter that was on the ground, and they were being held down by some crooked police officer or police officers. How would that make you feel? And you could not help them. Ask yourself that question before you say, when black people say, or people say Black Lives Matter, and then you say, well, all lives matter. Or let's talk about the black on black crime. Guess what? There's white on white crime too. But that's not the issue that we're talking about now. We're not talking about the mistreatment of unborn babies. We're not talking about the mistreatment of any other thing right now, other than the fact that everywhere around the world right now, people are wondering why did George Floyd have to die the way he did. Okay? So, again, if you want to be a part of the solution, and this is not Democrat or Republican, and if you say anything on that page about any political party, it's their fault or this fault or that fault, you will be deleted. No question asked, because this is not about that. This is about lives being taken, human beings being killed, and there's no accountability. So we need law enforcement. We need clergymen. We need educators. We need people in the medical field. We need people from all walks of life that want to be a part of this, that want to take part in this. And let's move forward to a better America, and not talking nonsense about making America great again, okay? This is about keeping America great. Keep America great. Because by my estimation, if you really want to look at how America is being treated right now when it comes to people of color, shame on us as Americans. Shame on us. And this goes back 400 years. So I'm going to stop now. I love you guys. And again, you want to take part in this, you can request me as a friend on my new Facebook page, and I'll be starting a YouTube channel where we're going to be hard questions, asking hard questions, and it's gonna be raw. You know, it's not gonna be disrespectful, but it's gonna be raw. We're gonna be asking hard questions and answering hard questions. Hey Eddie, how you doing, brother? Still praying for your family, brother. Thank you for being here. Okay, so that's my time, and again, I'll be leaving a link for you guys to be able to get involved in our YouTube channel, our Instagram account when that launches. And I want to impact and change lives. You know, I believe that God put me here for a reason, to use my platform as a business owner and to understand that, you know, I love people and I want people to live, be happy, to have the pursuit of happiness and to have the liberties that America says we're supposed to have, but we're not getting. All right. So I love you guys. God bless you guys. Let's go. Let's do it. Fire it up.